everyone, today I'm going to make plum skillet cake. One of my favorite desserts is plum cake, but I've never been able to find or have a vegan version. And I don't think there are really any vegan plum cake recipes online, so I tried to create my own. I used a couple different recipes, regular and vegan, and just kind of did a couple test tries and melded it together to create this vegan plum skillet cake. I'm going to try and make it two different ways. One is just going to be with regular whole wheat flour or regular flour, whichever kind you'd like. And the second way, I was going to try and make it a gluten-free version, but I just realized that I don't have the right ingredients, so it's going to be a mostly gluten-free version. All right, let's get started. For this recipe, you're going to need some plums. I used about 5, but I think the more the better. 1½ cups of sugar, 2 cups of flour, plus a little bit more for the skillet, a stick of earth balance, a teaspoon of baking powder, a ½ teaspoon of baking soda, and some coarse sea salt, 2 flax eggs, and finally 1 cup of non-dairy milk with a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar mixed in. The first thing you're going to want to do is beat the earth balance with your mixer until it's nice and creamy. Then you can go ahead and add the sugar. Once you're all done mixing, you can alternate between adding your dry ingredients and your cup of non-dairy milk with the teaspoon of apple cider vinegar mixed in. And that's it for the batter. It's all done. Now you can just go ahead and grease your cast iron skillet. After you're done greasing your skillet, just sprinkle it with a little of the extra flour. Now it's time to pour your batter into your skillet. Spread your batter out evenly, and then you can add your plums. My plums were a little bit sour, so before placing them onto the cake, I just put them in a bowl with a little bit of sugar on top and let them sit so that they would soak up and become more sweet. But if your plums are sweet enough as they are, of course you don't have to do that. Time for the oven. I set my oven to 375 degrees and baked the cake for about 40 minutes. And this is what the original version looked like when it was all done. Now it's time for the other version of this cake, the almost gluten-free version. Everything is exactly the same. The only thing that's different is the types of flour I used. So instead of using 2 cups of regular flour, I used 1 cup of almond flour, a ½ cup of regular flour, and a ½ cup of gluten-free flour. As you might be able to tell, this version was much more liquidy than the other, so I ended up adding some extra almond flour and some regular whole wheat flour until the batter thickened up. And one other note, this version required a little extra baking time. I think I baked it for about 15 more minutes. And now your beautiful plum cakes are all done. As you can see, my first version got eaten pretty quickly. But I wouldn't allow any taste testing of the second version until I filmed it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!